Now, there's no doubt about it that ever since the sequel trilogy and Solo: A Star Wars Story, a lot of Star Wars fans began to realize exactly how Kathleen Kennedy operates with the Star Wars universe and exactly how she thinks of the Star Wars fandom, and really how she backstabbed George Lucas and made all these different promises and broke those promises. Pretty much, the next day after she actually got signed on as the president of Lucasfilm. I'm sure that you guys remember that famous interview from 2013. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that there are a lot of projects that are set to be announced at both D23 and Disney Plus Day. We talked about this a couple of days ago, that these are going to be two very big and important events for this year at least, that's going to set everything up for what's to be released in 2023 through 2025. Then at Star Wars Celebration next year, we're going to get another batch of announcements that's going to further enhance or expand the Star Wars roadmap announcements. So on top of all of this, we already know that Kathleen Kennedy has been having a lot of issues with shows like the Acolyte TV show, and Skeleton Crew is moving along as we speak right now. However, everything related to what's been going on with Kathleen Kennedy behind the scenes is actually quite involved. Very much of a complex situation right now involving Kathleen Kennedy and the Lucasfilm creatives and the Disney executives. There's a lot of things happening with Kathleen Kennedy's outlook on what she wants to do in 2023. So, moving forward from this, alright, what's even all the more intriguing about this entire scenario is that with Kathleen Kennedy currently having issues with Star Wars TV shows such as The Acolyte, as we discussed before, that is being written by Leslie Headland, Kennedy is currently developing new plans after her creative power was diminished over at Lucasfilm back in early 2021. However, it's noted that currently Kathleen Kennedy has a plan to leave Lucasfilm and wants to get out earlier than when her contract expires, or before when Disney plans to let her go, if the Acolyte series fails. Now, it's noted that not only does Kathleen Kennedy want to leave Lucasfilm right now, but she has a full mapped out plan for the future after her career over at Lucasfilm. Now, since 2021, Kathleen Kennedy has been putting together her own production studio that is currently dubbed simply as Starlight Productions. This new production is set to feature strictly sci-fi creations, be it movies or TV shows, where Kennedy is said to be recruiting many Lucasfilm employees to become a part of her production. Now, specifically, ones that are very loyal to Kathleen Kennedy. Now, this includes the Acolyte crew that is working closely with Kennedy, that is already interested in working for Starlight, which she wants to begin by 2025. Now, this is said to be Kennedy's backup plan and/or contingency plan to keep her legacy going and alive. However, the goal by Kennedy is to create a competitor against all sci-fi creations. This includes Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, and even Star Wars, as well as others. Kennedy is aiming to make this the biggest production for sci-fi movies and TV shows to go up against Star Wars. Her plan is to use Lucasfilm creators to take inspiration from Star Wars to actually create her own new brand. Whatever that is going to be is currently unknown. Now, this comes from when Kathleen Kennedy realized that her creative power was gone from Lucasfilm for the most part, except for the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, both of which will be out by 2023 into early 2024. So, before I get on to the next material that really does escalate things, this really comes across as Kathleen Kennedy having horrible, character traits here. I don't know about you guys, but I think that she has some kind of problem with Star Wars fans and George Lucas and just the entirety of Star Wars. There's something about this that seems very off, something very suspicious. The fact that she's recruiting Lucasfilm employees to become a part of this production Starlight, which we talked about lightly about a year ago, that is now going further into development. She's actually building this production studio slowly, and she plans to get things rolling by 2025. And the first thought that comes into my mind is, doesn't she want to retire? I mean, she's really probably inching towards the age of 70, right? If you guys go ahead and look up Kathleen Kennedy's age, I'm going to assume she's probably around, what, 68, maybe 69 years old? If my, memory serves me right. She's really close to 70, and the fact that she wants to keep going in the film industry to 2025 and beyond is crazy. So, I mean, to each his own, but that is a workload. But overall, I think that this is definitive as an example that Kathleen Kennedy does not like Star Wars. She does not care about Star Wars, I think is the more accurate thing to say. She does not care about Star Wars because look at what she's doing. She already has a backup plan. She already has this contingency plan also if things go sour too fast by Disney executives. Basically, the ultimatum right now is that if the Acolyte fails, that's going to give Disney the authority to fire Kathleen Kennedy earlier on than when her contract expires in the fall of 2024. And that really does open up a lot of angles here, because obviously a lot of things are happening between Disney and Lucasfilm. So, moving forward, alright, now, Kennedy already hired the Acolyte writer Leslie Headland to become a part of Starlight Productions that she plans to open up sometime in 25 that is going to be based somewhere in Los Angeles. Kathleen Kennedy is said to already know that there are conversations going on between Disney executives of firing Kathleen Kennedy by 2023 before her contract ends in 2024 and what's to actually quit instead before Disney gets to her to keep her legacy with Star Wars intact and not make herself look like she was a failure or fired. So basically, she's racing towards this because she doesn't want to get fired by Lucasfilm, or should I say Disney, earlier on than expected. It's all dependent on who wants to take over, and also, what happens with Skeleton Crew specifically. So, however, so far, Kathleen's production is still in the very early stages, and will need tons of funding to build it up into something revolutionary, with new technology similar to what Star Wars is using. Now, additionally, Bob Chapek is said to be aware of Kathleen Kennedy's plan to create her own production company that was started back in 2021. Now, this is slowly getting built up, where Kennedy also will be making an announcement of this by next summer to the world and her plans and visions. So, the thing about this also that really kind of puts things into perspective is that this goes to show you that Kathleen Kennedy never really cared about Star Wars. All she cares about is specific projects that are going to make money, that are going to enhance her career, and just basically slapping a Star Wars logo on anything else, like the Acolyte or Skeleton Crew. Both of which, guys, I really don't have all that much hope in those two TV shows. It's why, I think a lot of fans aren't really talking about it too much, but who am I to judge, right? There's not a shred of footage yet for these series, so let's wait it out, see how they actually happen, and then, kind of judge it. But so far, it's not looking good, because we already know that Leslie Headland herself even said that she's not really a Star Wars fan, and this is just giving me Joby Harold flashbacks with the Kenobi series, so it's not looking bright, to say the least. Now, obviously her own production, it sounds like it's going to be a ripoff of Star Wars or something similar to go up against Star Wars and other sci-fi, brands out there, if you will. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon.